Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aaliyah and today I wanted to take you guys with me while I read the new release of Emily Henry, which is Great Big Beautiful Life. This book released the 22nd of April and I wanted to take you guys with me while I read it, and then I'll give you my final thoughts in the end of the video. And I will keep it spoiler free, so don't worry if you haven't read it yet. I just want to share my thoughts with you. So Great Big Beautiful Life is an adult contemporary fiction with a little bit of romance in it as well. So basically the story is about Alice, who is an aspiring writer. So Alice specifically wants to write biographies and memoirs. The other main character is Hayden, who is a Pulitzer-winning author and has written a very famous biography. Alice and Hayden get sent to a small island where they have to compete for the job of writing Margaret Ives's biography. Margaret Ives was part of a really wealthy and famous family but disappeared a few years back. So Margaret has invited both of them to stay for a 1-month trial to see who she's gonna give the job to write her biography. So you get the romance between Alice and Hayden, but you also get the mystery part of why Margaret disappeared and why Margaret all of a sudden wants to share her story with people. So yeah, that's basically what the book is about. I just went out to the bookstore to get the new Emily Henry book. So it came out yesterday and I was really excited to read this one. So I went out and bought it myself. I haven't started it yet, but I'm so excited too. I've heard lots of great things about this one actually. I've heard that it's a little bit more fiction and less focused on the romance. So I'm really excited to see what it's going to be like. I really love this cover, and at the bookstore I saw another edition. I think it's a Europe edition, I'm not sure, but it's like purple and pink and blue and it was really beautiful. But it was a hardcover, so it was a little bit more expensive. And I had already seen this one, so I just got this one. I'm just gonna start reading this book and I'm so excited. And I'll talk to you when I'm a little bit further in. I was just reading and I got about a little over halfway through. I'm almost at the end. I think there's like 1/3 left, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'm at chapter 27 and I thought I'd just come on here and tell you guys what I think of the book so far. I have to say I'm quite conflicted about how I feel, because I saw people say that this book was very different than Emily Henry's previous books, and I do think that's true. I'm not quite sure if this book is really what I thought it was going to be. Like, it is Emily Henry's writing style, so I do like, you know, the way the book is written, and I do like all the characters. But it's weird because I like the characters apart from each other. I like Alice, I like Hayden, I like Margaret, but I don't really feel like the connection between the two main characters, Alice and Hayden. I don't feel a romantic connection between them. I don't know, I think their scenes together are too short to really feel their connection. So up until this point of the book, I don't really care that much about their relationship as I think I'm supposed to. However, I really do like the parts of Margaret's story. I try to stay away from people's reviews because I want to make my own opinion, but I did see some people saying that they thought the flashbacks and Margaret's point of view was a bit too dragged out, a bit and not interesting enough to them, but I do actually really like those parts of the story. I think it's really interesting, and I don't think they are too dragged out personally. So I really do like that part of the plot, and I'm really excited to see how she's going to wrap up that part of the story, like why she wants a book written about her right now. 'Cause I keep on thinking about the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because I feel like it's not the same story, of course, but I do feel like it kind of gives off the same vibe. So I'm really excited to see how she's gonna wrap this up and how it's going to be different from that book. Like I said, I still have a few more pages to go. I have about 100 pages left, so I'm going to read that right now, and then I'll get back to you when I have my complete review and can share my opinions. Okay, so time for my final thoughts. Yesterday I finished this book and I really want to share what I think about it. So let's start with the fact that this book was one of my most anticipated releases of this year. So I'm really grateful that I got to read it. So of course the book is written by Emily Henry, and that can tell you a lot of things. First of all, this book was very well written in my opinion. I love the descriptions, I love the setting, I really love the main characters, Alice and Hayden. I also really liked Margaret's part of the story. Alice was the typical sunshine. She always wants to see the best in people, and she believes that there's always more to the story. And then you have Hayden, who's a typical grump, who doesn't say much, seems very indifferent, seems not interested, you know, all that stuff. And then you have Margaret, who tells a story about her family and how they got where they ended up, and she tells us about her childhood and basically the reason why she disappeared and why she wants to share her story now. At times I was a little bit frustrated with Margaret, because you could clearly tell that she was holding things back, that she wasn't telling the whole truth. But at the same time, I think it was one of the reasons why her story felt interesting to me, because I really wanted to know what she was holding back, and I really wanted to know where this story was going, and I was very interested to see where her story was gonna end up and why she chose to share it. So the only problem I had with the characters wasn't really the characters' fault, I think. The thing was, I could clearly see Alice and Hayden's physical attraction towards each other, and you could sense that they, you know, were very attracted to each other. But I couldn't, until the very last part of the book, feel their emotional connection towards each other. I think they got too little screen page time, I guess, together to feel their emotional connection towards each other, to see that deeper connection that they had with each other. It felt very physical and very surface level, in my opinion. And the weird thing is, you do learn a lot about Alice's background and Hayden's background, and I really like that part too of the story. It showed me really well why these people are the way they are right now, and I thought that was very well written out. And it also gave you like this feeling to root for both characters to get the right Margaret's story. Like, I was rooting for Alice, but I was rooting for Hayden as well. So even though you get a grumpy sunshine trope, you still really care about both of the characters, and you're really rooting for both of them. So I thought that was really beautifully done. Anyway, like I said, I think the book was very well written, as in meaning that it was very fast paced. I basically read the book in 2 days, which is pretty fast. Yeah, the chapters didn't feel too long. I didn't feel that mid-book slump that you sometimes get in a book. So that overall was really good to me. The only problem was that at the end, when you started to figure things out, and when you got the reason for Margaret's sharing her story, everything went really fast, and like it was wrapped up in 10 pages or something like that. And I wish we could have had a little bit more, because there were some things that I was missing in the end. So I really wish at the end I could have gotten a little bit more scenes with certain people. Yeah, I honestly went into this book thinking that this was gonna be my new favorite Emily Henry book, but sadly it didn't get there. That's not to say that I didn't like the book. I really liked it. I liked the story, I liked the characters, I liked the plot, I liked even the side characters. I really liked. I guess I just expected a little bit more of the romance and a little bit more in the ending, so that it didn't feel like it was wrapped up in 2 seconds and we didn't get to see everything that I personally would really have wanted to see, and I think that could have added to the story even more. So, final verdict. I chose to give this book a 3.5 stars, which is definitely a good rating. I would definitely recommend this book, especially if you like books like Evelyn Hugo and the Seven Husbands, and if you like Daisy Jones and the Six. And I'm trying to think of more books that are like interviewish style, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. So I would say if you like those types of books where there's an interview and you hear about people's pasts with lots of drama and stuff like that, then I think you're really gonna like this book. So I would definitely recommend it. I really think it's a great read, but I guess it's more of a character study than a romance. So don't go into it thinking it's going to be super romantic or super romance heavy, because it really wasn't, in my opinion. If you've read this book as well, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm really excited to see what other people thought about it. And yeah, that's all I have to say right now about this book. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got more bookish content and reviews coming very soon. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the next one.